I think one of the hardest things is when they are really wound, like they're really upset and they have got themselves really distressed about something, is helping them to make sense of their world and help them to manage their emotions, and mostly because they see things and they're so black and white and they get very confused. So I think that's one of the hardest things is helping them when they're really distressed. So the most rewarding aspect of teaching ASD students is when you're able to help them make sense of the world that they live in. And over time, in my position, I get some wonderful opportunities to see students develop over a number of years. So they might start at our school being integrated from a special unit. For example, Arunumbai is a special ASD unit for K-2 students, and they gradually integrate into our school, starting out, maybe a few hours a day, gradually to a few days, and then eventually they start at our school full time. So what is wonderful is to see them grow, develop, change, and be able to handle situations that maybe 12 months, 2 years ago they couldn't handle. Suddenly they really are finding success. You really need to be as informed as you can about the many possible traits that a student with ASD may have, and understand that so much is tied up in communication and how they have trouble understanding and interpreting the pragmatics of language, such as, which impacts greatly on their interaction with their peers, with their teachers, and then it flows on to home and just living life. So just to keep in mind too that every ASD student may be different, and they might have more heightened traits than that might be sensory, or they might have, and there'll be different ways that they'll be able to be calmed down. Know that they love routine, and if there's going to be a change to that routine, you need to prepare them for it. You can't just set it upon them, because that will confuse them. So using your visible and visual timetables, using social stories, be they pictures, or as the students are getting more older, you might find it's more useful to use words and cues and so on. But you make it appropriate for their age. And know their passions and interests, so that you've got an inroad into building a relationship with them, and you can use that in your rewards and just making a personal connection with them.